it looks like to me. The due date for your kid seems to be right at the same time Leah will be having her wedding. Why would you be having your kid so close to an important day like that? I cannot believe the nerve of you.
Alyssa? I'm sure you're well aware of the fact that we can't just control when our baby is due, right? And we've known about the baby for over 8 months now. If anything, Leah was the one that chose the date of her wedding after I had already become pregnant.
What kind of an excuse is that, Tegan? Are you trying to say that Leah's in the wrong for this?
Did I ever say she was wrong for choosing to have her wedding so close to the due date? No. I don't even think that. She's totally allowed to choose whenever date she wants for her wedding. And she made a great choice because it's during the summer when everyone has time they can take off. So please don't think that I'm complaining about the choices she made or anything like that. The only thing I'm a little shocked at is that you seem to think that I chose to have my baby close to her wedding on purpose, when none of that is in my control.
I have no idea what you're going on about right now.
Well, if you could just listen to me, then you might have a small understanding, and I'd be thankful for that.
Well, you make sure to have the baby soon, and then you get your butt over to the wedding.
I'm carrying twins, so I might be having them a little bit earlier than the planned date, but I've already called ahead and said that I can't make it to the wedding.
Uh-huh. What did you just say? I never heard anything about you saying you weren't coming.
I've already told this to Leah, right? On the off chance that I'm feeling better before the wedding, to give her a call and say I'll be there. And that was totally fine with her, so that's the plan between the two of us.
What kind of nerve do you have to be making all those decisions without my permission first? I happen to be her mother and your mother-in-law.
What? I get that, but this happens to be Aaliyah's wedding, not yours. So I assume by talking with her about all of this and making a plan, we'd both be in the clear and not have to worry about anything.
This is what I mean about you being a stupid little useless woman that shouldn't pass for a wife. Everything you try and say to me makes 0 sense and sounds like complete gibberish. You go and tell her that you're coming to that wedding, and then you get your butt over there after having both those babies. If you don't do that, then things will not end so neatly there.
You can say that all you'd like, Alyssa, but I'm not sure when or how the childbirth will go for me. I might have issues myself, or God forbid one of the babies has something wrong with them. I just wanted to let Leah know I wasn't coming as a safety measure in case things aren't going so well for me. How about when we get a little closer to my due date, I give you a call or text about things? You have to understand that I really do want to be at the wedding, but I have twins coming and they take importance over anything else.
Tegan! Congratulations on having the babies! I heard that it took a very long time to have the both of them. I'm glad it's all over for you now. And great work today!
Thank you so much, Leah. I'm sorry I won't be able to come to your wedding tomorrow, but I think we both saw this coming. I really wanted to be there to see you in your dress, so I'm looking forward to seeing all the photos you have for me later. Still, though, I'm sorry I can't make it there tomorrow.
Oh, no. You have no reason to be sorry about missing my wedding. You only just started to have your babies yesterday, and that battle went on through the night, right? I'm kind of glad the hospital kept you there after that long of a battle because you probably needed all that rest. I would be very happy if you were able to make it to the wedding tomorrow, but I know you had a wonderful event of your own going on, so it's not right for me to get all upset over that. Missing certain events for others is just part of being an adult, so you don't have to worry.
Leah, thank you so much for saying that and understanding me. When things are all settled down for the both of us, I'll come over to your place so we can have a small celebration together.
I'm really looking forward to that. And let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone then. You can celebrate my wedding, and I'll celebrate you giving birth to twins! And now for the time being, you really need to take care of your health.
Thank you, Leah. I hope you have lots of fun at your wedding tomorrow.
Of course you'll be coming to the wedding tomorrow, correct?
What?
Because there is no way my daughter-in-law would be missing my daughter's wedding. You make sure you're there on time tomorrow since it'll be Leah's wedding.
What are you talking about? I just had my twins last night.
And so what?
It is not okay for me to be going to a wedding just after I gave birth to 2 babies?
Oh, you stop it right there. I'm not going to let you use childbirth as an excuse to skip my daughter's wedding.
I'm sorry, but you're kind of putting me in a panic right now. Are you really saying something like that to me? Telling me to go to the wedding tomorrow morning? I've already been talking with Leah about everything, Alyssa. It is her wedding after all.
None of that matters to me. I am not okay with you skipping my daughter's wedding, and I will not forgive you if you do so. You will make every attempt to be at your sister-in-law's wedding tomorrow, so God help you.
I can't believe you're trying that hard to force me to go. Leah happens to be one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, yet her mother. Why are you trying so hard to get me to go to the wedding like that?
That's because I hate seeing you using childbirth as an excuse like that. I will not allow it in my family. Do you really think you're so amazing and strong because you gave birth to twins? Are you a freaking moron or something? I could have had my son divorce you if you don't come tomorrow.
Are you kidding me? You would actually say something like that to your son's wife who just gave birth to your grandkids.
I hate seeing a woman thinking she is all that just because she did her job. I want you to act like my son's wife and listen to every word his mother is telling you. What the hell do you think you're doing canceling on a wedding like that just for having some babies? Do not use childbirth as an excuse. I don't care how you're feeling or how the babies are doing. You come to the wedding tomorrow.
Understood.
And don't you dare be late.
All right already. There's nothing left for me to say to you because it'll be a total waste of my time. So you'd really like me to go to every effort to be at that wedding tomorrow.
That's what I'm telling you right now. If you're late or just don't show, then I'm having my son divorce you.
Have him divorce me? I don't think something as serious as that can be decided by someone like you, but right now my husband and I have a very loving relationship and we both just had twins with one another. There's no way he'd listen to you if you told him to divorce me over something as petty as not being at the wedding.
I don't care about if he listens or not. Your husband is my son and I can make him do whatever I want. He might not listen to me, but he will do what I say when I say it. That's just how he is.
I feel that I really do go through every bit of my strength to be at the wedding tomorrow. There'll be a lot of people there shocked to see me. Are you sure that you want that to happen with all of Leah's guests?
And so what if they're all shocked? You shocking the crowd has nothing to do with me. I just want you to be there at the wedding, and that's all.
Is that so? Well, if you're totally fine with that, then I'll go to the wedding.
Then you'll go? I wasn't giving you the option to not go to the wedding. You only have one choice, and that's to go, or else you'll be losing your husband. You told me you understood that just a second ago, right? If you don't end up coming now, you will not only lose your husband, but will also be called a liar by everyone in the family. And a liar like you will most definitely need to leave my family for good.
I told you I'm coming already, so just shut up and be happy with that. Unfortunately, my babies are still too fresh to be allowed to leave the hospital, but I'll be more than glad to come since that's what you want.
Why can't they come? You bring those two with you. If they both aren't there, then there's no point to you even coming.
No point in me coming? Well, that's a shame because I cannot bring them to the wedding. I'm not even being recommended to leave yet, so I'll already be going against one of the doctor's orders. Honestly, I don't feel well enough at all to be leaving the hospital to come to that wedding.
Now you're going back to using those dang excuses again. Back in my day, women were never allowed to use childbirth as an excuse. Women these days really are such weak little whores. I hate them all. If I don't start treating you like the woman you are, then you will end up a complete waste of my son's time. And a waste of his children's time as well.
I'm sorry? Did you ever give birth to twins?
Huh? What are you talking about? Of course not.
Well then, that must mean you can't even imagine what it's like for me right now after having had to carry 2 babies at once for 9 months, and then give birth to both of them in one operation. That's why it's kind of strange that you're still talking to me like you know better.
I am not sure what you're trying to get at there. Just make sure you come to that wedding on time tomorrow. If you do not come or you're late to the wedding, then it's a divorce. I will not let you be my son's wife anymore.
Understood, Alyssa. If that's what you really want, then allow me to make it happen. But if you start to regret the decisions you're making, don't come crying to me about it.
You. What are you trying to do? Are you aware that you are embarrassing me?
What are you talking about, Alyssa?
You know dang well what I'm talking about right now. Do you have any idea what you've just done to me?
All I did was come to the wedding like you'd asked me to do. You shouldn't be so upset about me following your orders.
This isn't what I asked for, though. Do you think coming to the wedding looking like that would make everyone happy to see you? You are an embarrassment. You are embarrassing me.
Huh? I'm embarrassing you? Please take some responsibility for what you asked for and be confident about it. This isn't my problem right now, correct? I told you yesterday that I understood what you wanted from me, and that's why I came here today. You can't get mad at someone for doing as you told them to do. That's just not very nice of you. So tell me, why are you acting so upset about me being here right now?
I didn't think that you'd just be coming straight here from the hospital like that, though.
Do you still not understand any of what's been going on?
What are you talking about?
I told you I understood, and you never said anything else besides that you wanted to make sure I'd be here.
What? So wait. This was your plan from the start.
Well, to be honest with you right now, I'm having a very difficult time standing on two legs and walking. I had to give birth to my twins back to back. You thought someone could actually walk naturally only 2 days after such an event that happened between their legs?
I don't care about that. I was able to walk 2 days after I gave birth.
Remember, you didn't give birth to twins then.
It doesn't matter if it's one baby or two babies. The same thing applies, right?
My husband was really worried by the fact I wanted to be here, but I told him I had no other choice, and so he helped me. But now that I've come and seen the wedding, I'm going to head back to the hospital and ask them to give me some heavy painkillers.
I thought because you said you understood me, everything would be all right today. Telling me you understood and then showing up to the wedding like that is just messed up.
Huh? How is that messed up?
When the wedding was about to start, you walked in here with nothing more than a hospital gown on. That caused the whole crowd to gasp at you as you walked over to your seat like a zombie.
But you and I talked about all of this yesterday, didn't we? I told you that people would be shocked at me coming, and if that's really what you wanted...
I kind of remember you saying something like that yesterday to me, but...
But what?
I didn't think you'd actually come out here butt naked with only that gown on. What the hell were you thinking, Tegan?
I'm wondering the same thing, Alyssa, but about you. What the hell was your plan by asking me to do all of this? Weren't you the one telling me to do everything in my power to make it here? So after hearing you say that, I knew there was a way of getting here, and that was within my power, as you had said.
And now because of that stupid stunt you pulled on me, you got all of the guests here upset with what they've all seen. Oh, this is the worst. They're trying to make it seem as though all of this is my fault.
Trying to? It seems to be. Well, it's not them trying to make it seem like it's your fault, because it is your fault. My husband's even fed up with you now, and he's told me that after today, he's going to think twice before calling you his mother again.
What are you saying to me? You actually want to try and blame me for all of this, saying it's my fault as well? It's all because of you coming in here like that this whole wedding has turned upside down on me and has led to strange air around me. Not even my son is willing to talk to me anymore after what you did. The only thing he told me before walking off is for me to not come to the after party. He wants me to go home all by myself.
Well, is that not the right response from someone who just had to learn their mother forced their wife to leave the hospital to be here? Even Leah's pissed off at you and has told me that there are no plans of forgiving you after today.
What? Leah said that? She is my daughter, so she would never say something like that about me.
I'm sure you forced me to be here today for the sake of your daughter and all, but Leah never wanted me to be here in this state and told you that before the wedding. If anything, all you've done is troubled her by what you did, and troubled her on one of the most important days of her life. She must be more embarrassed than you are right now because all of her guests had to learn that her mother's a complete nut job.
What about me is embarrassing, you whore? Do not blame me for any of this.
But all of this is your fault, you hag. There was really no reason for you to force me to be here today, was there?
What are you trying to say to me now?
What I just said is that I'm trying to say to you. The only reason you probably forced me to be here was so that you could pick on me even more, right? So what I'm getting at now is that your rotten heart is the cause of all your problems right now.
It's because of you being a lazy woman that I did all of this to you.
When was I ever being such a lazy woman that it would cause you to act so horrifically? From what I remember, of all my encounters with you, you were always the one forcing me to do all the chores so that you could sit on the couch all day doing nothing. And that behavior of yours only continued when my belly began to grow huge from carrying the twins. It was very uncomfortable doing all those chores that you could have been doing yourself, but you kept on forcing me. And that wasn't even the worst part. On the days that I did try and say something to you about it, you would give me the most selfish freaking excuses for not doing anything yourself, and that pissed me off. You were a real pain in the butt then, and still are. That's why right now I'm able to tell you all of this with all my heart, because you really pushed me beyond my threshold today with your stupid, selfish, and toxic behavior.
Why the hell are you that upset with me now, too? I was the one that had to be embarrassed today. I don't get why you get to be mad at me when you were the one that came in here looking like a freak, making me get all those terrifying stares from everyone. Why is everyone siding with a whore like you?
I'm not sure that you're all siding with me. It's just that what you did today was screwed up. Because of that, you made everyone at the wedding go into disbelief because they never thought someone like you could force me into doing such a situation. Forcing me to have to walk to the wedding just after having twins and not being able to walk very well at all. I really think you only have half a brain in that thick skull of yours.
I cannot believe you keep saying such rude things about me, Tegan. What you did today has ruined the relationship I had with my daughter. And worse than that, my son is furious with me to the point he won't even talk anymore. Because of all that crap you pulled today, that all of this is happening to me.
Would you please pull your head out of your butt and get real with me? I'm tired of trying to talk to you when your ears are filled with your own poop. I've already told my husband that after today, we will never be talking to you again. So please leave the two of us alone forever and go bother someone else.
What do you mean you won't ever be talking to me again?
After giving birth to 2 big babies and having to stay in the hospital trying to recover from all of that, you forced me out of there to come all the way here and make things even worse for my recovery. My husband and I have decided because of that you will no longer be part of our family and probably won't be for the rest of your time on Earth.
Is my son also agreeing to that? There's no way he'd want to say goodbye to his mother.
Also, I went ahead and talked with him about how much you threatened to divorce the two of us if I didn't come today.
You're lying, right?
That really sent him over the edge. He burst out in anger, saying you have no right to make a decision like that, let alone threaten me with it.
I was never being that serious about divorcing you two, though. I didn't think a little joke like that would become such a huge problem for me.
To tell it to you straight, what I'm trying to say to you right now is this. Both my husband and I are going to be cutting ties to you forever.
Huh? No way you could both do that to me. I know my son would never want to cut ties with his own mother like that. He is a mama's boy and would never ever do something stupid as that.
And he might just be a big mama's boy at times, but what you've been saying was even too much for a mama's boy to take from his own mother. You went and harassed his own wife, the woman he actually loves more than you and just had 2 beautiful babies with. So give it up, Alyssa.
Wait a second, Tegan. Are you guys really that upset with me? Go ahead and take a chill pill, please. I'm sure that I might have been in the wrong somewhat today. But don't you feel it was a bit foolish of you to come to a wedding in nothing more than a hospital gown with that super exhausted expression on your face? Can we both just agree that we had gone a little too far with things today?
I can't believe it. You really are rotten to the core. And a freaking idiot.
What?
It was because of you that I had to come to the wedding today in nothing more than a hospital gown with my butt hanging out. So would you please, for God's sake, stop trying to blame me for something that you knew very well you were asking for. Trying to carry on with blaming me for something I did not do is just going to waste more of my time. I'm already pretty stressed out of my mind right now and my body is really aching, so just stop it. If you really enjoy making other people do crap for you all the time like that, then go find someone else to bully, please. I've had enough of you.
Wait a second, Tegan. Let's just both look past all of this and make up. I've apologized to you already, haven't I? So there's nothing else that should be a problem for you here. What else do you want me to do to get you to forgive me?
The fact that you even say things like that to me goes to show there's no other option but cutting ties to you.
What? Tegan!
Now I really hope you enjoy the new life that you've gotten created for yourself. You're never going to get to see your grandchildren, but that's all for the best. And of course, they are both my kids, so you would have never wanted to see them anyway, right?
Well, they also happen to be my son's kids. I am their grandma.
I will not allow my kids to meet anyone that thinks it's okay to bully their mom. And my husband happens to agree with me on that. Actually, we plan on making stories about how their grandma passed away this year to tell them as they get older. That way they'll never know who you are. Now goodbye forever, dickhead. I hope you enjoy getting old all by your lonesome. In the end, not only was I done with Alyssa for good, but my husband and Leah told her as well that they were cutting ties to her. She was then kicked out of the wedding and everyone else was able to get on with the after party. Alyssa wasn't even able to talk to her husband about any of what happened either because he stayed with everyone else to party instead of going with his wife. And soon after that day, it was heard that they were both talking about getting a divorce because her husband doesn't want to be around a monster that has ties cut by both of her own kids. Right now, myself and my husband have made sure not to talk with Alyssa anymore, and we've both gone ahead and blocked her number to make sure of that. And by doing that, a lot of weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I no longer have to worry about any more texts coming in from that freak. All I care about now is raising my 2 babies and making sure that they get to grow up happy and healthy.
I'm going to be getting married. And that's just what I deserve for being such a beautiful woman.
Is that so? You're getting married to Andy then? Congratulations.
That is right. But why do you know about him? Did I ever tell you the name of my boyfriend before?
I think that I've known about Andy a lot longer than you have at this point. But you don't have to worry about that. Just congrats on you both getting married. However, I wasn't really thinking that the 2 of you would ever make it this far together. But you have always wanted to get married to someone, so this is great for you.
What is up with that kind of attitude? Are you trying to talk down to me? Did you really think that I wouldn't be able to get a man to marry me, even though I have this wonderful body?
Huh? Why do you think I meant what I said as a slight towards you? I just wanted to say congrats for finding a man that would marry you, and that I'm happy to see things working out.
Well, you don't have the right to talk to me like that about my situation. Have you even seen the current job you're working? Would you ever think it's okay for an overnight cleaning lady to talk to anyone else the way you've been? You're the lowest of the low in the society, so I'm not going to let you talk crap.
About this again? What about being a cleaning lady means that I'm the lowest of the low? I've been putting a lot of effort into my job, and I take it very seriously. So don't call me anything like a lowlife, okay?
Well, someone like you shouldn't be having to do a job like that, but perhaps that's the reason why I'm the one getting married and not you.
As though you were chosen? Well, just as long as you're getting married for love.
But when I do get married to Andy, I'll become a housewife for him. Unlike a cleaning lady, I'll never have to work in other people's houses or offices to do their dirty work.
I don't have a problem with any of that, though. Layla, do you think you could stop talking down to me about the job I do? I'm starting to become a little bit upset by the way you talk about me. I'm sure that you can't see that yet, but...
Why do I have to care about how you feel when I talk to you? I'm not in the position where I have to give up my time thinking about how low lives feel. And you are the worst of the low lives.
You're going too far, Layla. And to put some things into perspective for you, do you know how you ended up meeting Andy in the first place?
What do you want to say to me? I was introduced to Andy by Mom, right? She told me that he's one of her friend's son.
Huh? Is that what she told you?
That is. So what does that mean to you? A low-life scum like you is not invited to my wedding? If a cleaning lady came to my special day, it would make the whole atmosphere go sour.
That attitude you have right there. Stop it! I'm getting to my limits with the way you're treating me now, Layla. If I were to stay away from your wedding like you've said, things wouldn't go so well for you. So I'm going. Now, I'll see you at your wedding. Mom, I can see that Layla is going to end up marrying Andrew now, right? Have you not told her yet that I'm the one that's known Andy and introduced him?
Well, that's the problem. It became harder and harder for me to tell her that. With that girl, if I mentioned that you were the one that introduced Andy, she'd freak out, right? She'd get all up in our faces again and would think that we're all playing with her.
Well, I can understand that she wouldn't take it lightly. I can definitely see her flipping out at the news that I was the one to bring him along. But it's crazy that she thinks we're being rude or mean to her when she's the one that's been that way to me my whole life.
And that's the reason I never said anything about her to you. But now that she's going to be getting married to him, she'll finally be able to move out of this house. I'm planning on getting out of here myself and into a new home.
Is that so?
I want to move away with Dad to a smaller farmhouse out in the countryside to spend our final years relaxing. And so we've both been waiting a long time for her to leave.
I can see that. Well, thankfully that time has come.
And once things have settled down after the move, we'd love for you to come out and see the place.
All right. But that's only if Layla can get married to that man. I'm starting to feel a bit bad, though, for Andy now that I've introduced him to a demon of sorts. But if he's really that into Layla, then that's great for him.
I think the two of them fit like puzzle pieces, so it's worked out. I think that Lila and him will be able to get along well, even after marriage. So I'm praying that things go smoothly for her and she doesn't throw it all away.
I'm in the same boat as you are. She told me she doesn't want me to come to her wedding. But I'm afraid something will happen if I don't show, so I'm gonna go still, okay?
And you should still go. She's still a little selfish brat, so you don't have to listen to what she says.
Thank goodness. Well, I'm looking forward to the wedding.
Did you not listen to me? Hurry up and get lost, you moneyless lowlife. I don't want you showing yourself to Andy when he should never know that you're part of my family.
Do you have no idea what you've just done? I think that what's happened is literally taking things way too far between us.
Well, it's your fault for coming to my wedding in the first place, right? I didn't even invite you here in the first place, yet you still showed up.
Well, Mom had received an invitation from Andy asking for the whole family to come to the wedding. I knew that you wanted me to stay away today, but choosing to be violent towards me was going too far overboard.
What about that was violent? I was just making sure that your eyes were opened.
Well, you came up to me and slapped me across the face before yelling at me to leave. Do you not see how messed up something like that really is?
You're getting on my nerves, Sydney. What I had to do with you was in defense of my wedding.
What? Do you know what it means to defend something? Are you sure you weren't just assaulting me a second ago?
Lowlife scum are not a part of my family, so hurry up and leave already. You should have listened to me before I had to take action and defend my wedding.
Why do you think that I'm some lowlife that's worth assaulting?
Because you're an overnight cleaning lady.
Layla, look, what you're saying makes no sense right now.
What I'm saying does make sense. I'm not okay with my little sister being a cleaning lady when she had so much potential. I slapped you to try and wake you up. So now that you understand how I feel about you, get lost.
Then you have a great one.
I don't need to hear that from you.
I'm going to do as you wish and go right home. But allow me to say one last thing. The man that you've just married was introduced to you by me.
Really? Why are you starting to say such unrealistic things now?
I get it. You're not going to believe me. But you're the only one that doesn't seem to care.
What do you mean?
Mom just happened to never tell you about his relation to me. She wanted to keep you from getting upset with me for bringing Andy along, and so she never told you a thing about how he's your husband due to me. You were already upset with me due to my job as a cleaning lady, and she couldn't see you believing her without getting pissed. But the reason that I was able to bring him to you is because I became friends with him and his parents due to my job. But I already have a fiancé, so I decided that he should talk to you more if he was looking for someone.
You know him and his parents? What are you talking about? Do you really think I can take a joke like that seriously? Have you got off the deep end now? I'm sorry that you're having to leave my wedding is so distressing, but it has to be done.
The only reason Mom never told you was for the sake of making sure you would stay with Andy. She was afraid of how angry you'd become and that you'd throw your relationship with Andy away because of me.
Are you really telling me the truth? Why has Andy vanished from me all of a sudden? What's going on here?
Maybe it's because his parents watched as you slapped me in the face earlier?
Huh? They saw all of that?
They saw the whole thing unfold! If it wasn't for you laughing so hard at me, they might have not came and looked. But after you slapped me and started to laugh some more, I went and met with them.
Wait, when you went to go see them, you didn't say anything unnecessary, right? And are you for real about you and Andy already knowing one another?
Because I had known his parents and him for a while. They took good care of me. And it's because of them that I was able to find you a man to marry. But now you've gone and slapped me in front of both his parents.
But I never knew anything about you guys, so maybe this is just you trying to make up crap. Hold on, something's going on. Because you're not here, his parents seem pretty upset right now. And they just told Andy that I've done something wrong. Do you think you could come back here? I feel that if you don't come back right now, things will get pretty bad for me. Please hurry.
Even if you asked nicely, I'm not coming back now.
Huh? Why not? Right now things are starting to go downhill and I'm a bit panicked. I'm in a bit of pinch right now, so please come back here. Why, after a little slap to my sister, are they all starting to get worked up? Hurry up and get back here.
You asking me to come back now after telling me to get lost out of panic isn't going to work.
Why?
Because you just told me, Layla. You said you don't see me as family, right?
No, that's not what I meant by that.
And now that you've said and done things to someone as vital as me, you might end up getting divorced from him pretty soon. I'm sure that both Andy and his parents are regretting me introducing him to you. We had tried so hard to make things work out between you two, but I've already talked with Andy about this.
Huh? Why? Why are you talking with him before asking me for permission? You don't have to do things like that behind my back. What have you guys been talking about?
I told him that you no longer see me as your family, and so he no longer has to worry about you and I. I then ended our conversation by asking that he do what he thinks is best regarding you.
Huh? What do you mean by that? Do you think that he needs to do something about me being with him now?
Well, you talk down to me for being a cleaning lady, and even have gone as far as to regard me as nothing but a stranger now. I feel as though he should understand that and think twice about being married to you.
Please don't tell me you told him all about that, right?
Of course I told him.
Why did you do something like that to me?
That's right. I almost forgot to say this. I think you really don't know the importance of this.
What is it now? What importance is there that I'm unaware of?
Andy's parents are actually the ones that own the company in which I work for.
Huh?
You've been going on about how much you dislike those that work in the cleaning industry. And since you seem to hate people like me so much, it wouldn't make sense that you be married to the son of two people that own a company which is in the cleaning industry, right?
Hold on. Andy is the son of the company's CEO? I had a feeling that he had a lot of money, but I just assumed he was working for a good company, that's all. That would mean that I've landed the perfect husband, right?
Well, that's only if your marriage to him lasts, right?
I never knew about that. He never mentioned to me that his parents owned a company. I'm freaking out right now because there's so many things I never was told about. This is all way too different from the situation I was thinking about. What should I do now?
Asking me what you should do will get you nowhere. That all has nothing to do with me now. I think that your wedding will be canceled now, and you being married to Andy will crumble, right? You're going to go back to being a single and jobless loser, right?
What is with you calling me that? I'm your sister. And if all of that happens to me because of you, you get back here right now and do something about this. I've never heard of a little sister acting out like that towards her older sister.
Well, I don't think of you as my sister anymore.
Huh?
After what's happened, I'm thinking of just cutting ties with you now. I like to think that someone who's willing to slap their own sister is no family of mine. And so I'll do whatever I can to make sure I don't have to see you anymore. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait, what are you saying? If you are to cut ties with me right now, what will happen to my marriage to Andy? Stop trying to run away from your responsibility.
Well, to be honest, you being married to him was never going to work. He was going to become aware of you at some point in time, so aren't you happy that his eyes have been opened now? Ah, and another thing. Mom and Dad are going to be moving away. And they said they're no longer going to take care of you anymore. So, if you're thinking of going back to them, they won't be there. Don't forget about that, okay?
What's going on? Are you saying that Mom and Dad are going to throw me away as well? You getting in the way of my wedding is the worst thing ever.
I didn't get in the way of anything. You just messed up by slapping me in the face.
That was just a joke, or maybe it was just an accident.
No matter how you try and make excuses for what happened, it won't help you. Now, good luck with your marriage. But before you try for marriage, maybe find yourself a job? Right now, you're just a complete loser. Are you not embarrassed being 33 years old and still living with your parents under all their care? You like to call cleaners lowlifes, but when you think about it, someone who's unemployed and lives with their parents is the real lowlife. See you never, you lost cause. Never try talking to me again. In the end, Layla was left in despair after her wedding was canceled. She immediately ran away from everyone at the wedding and their short marriage was over. Andy's parents tried searching for her as they still wanted to talk to her about why she would do what she did, but after searching for her for hours, they gave up and let her be. Andy was left a small bit heartbroken, but was more relieved than anything else since he was able to see the true person that Layla really was. Layla tried running back to her parents' house, but would soon find that it was already too late for herself. Layla's parents were already out of their old house and moved to the countryside by then. And since she had no one to rely on anymore, she was forced into having to support herself. She tried to get Sydney to help her, but by that point, Sydney had already blocked all her ways of contacting her. Sydney had also gotten married to her fiancé as well, and moved to a new location. And so, Layla was left with nothing but herself, and had to start from scratch like most people had done in their early 20s. If only she had gone out and started fending for herself sooner. Something like this would never be happening to her.
It is unheard of for a daughter from an elite class family to not make it into a massive company. And I don't ever remember a lowlife like you who has been working for a no good company out in the middle of nowhere being invited to this event.
You're still going on about all those things? And you're going to call our hometown the middle of nowhere now? Why would you ever say that about the place you live? Back when Dad was around, he worked out here as well for a small office building, and you never once commented anything about that.
I don't care if it's where we're all from or not. The middle of nowhere is the middle of nowhere. And your father happened to work in a smaller office that was part of a very large company where he could make hundreds of thousands a year towards the end of his career. But when it comes to you, you're working for a nothing company where a whole bunch of nobodies work. And that makes you a disgrace to our family. Joining a tiny company like that. How absurd.
And you think that's something you should be cutting ties to your daughter over?
I don't want any lowlifes in this family of mine. Take a look at Ashley, will you please? She is working for a very popular company and met her husband on a project that she was tasked with there. She is also able to pay for all my needs when I ask, like the house I'm in and the food that I eat.
Is that so?
And when it comes to that husband of hers, he happens to be the son of Green Group's current chairman. So amazing, isn't he? I just know that after they've had their wedding and everything, he'll be spoiling me with all his wealth as well.
In other words, you're trying to tell me that Ashley is getting married to a man with lots of money, right? And that you're going to use her in order to get some of that money.
And that's the difference she has compared to a lowlife like a sister like you. What's happened with you? Have you found yourself a good man willing to make you his wife yet? Or are you not able to attract any of them?
I have no interest in only getting married in order to take slices out of my husband's life and having to live off whatever money he makes for me. I plan to marry someone who is even with me and is someone that I want to marry because of our love, not money.
I should have known you'd go and say something stupid like that. Well, any man that you'd be wanting to get married to must either be a lowlife himself or a criminal, right?
I would never get married to a criminal, for crying out loud.
Well, you're living the kind of life a criminal would be living, right? Your smell alone reminds me of some rancid ne'er-do-well. After all, you're sneaking into your own sister's wedding of all things, where only those that have actually succeeded at life belong.
I'm not sneaking into her wedding. If I could live my life without ever having to see Ashley again, I could live with that.
You liar. I'm sure you're here to attack her and her wedding in some way, aren't you? All you moneyless people are ever capable of is being jealous of all the things other people have. Well, go somewhere else, because all of us elites and our money are not meant for your filthy hands, and neither is your older sister's happiness.
I was invited to this wedding, all right.
Huh? What are you talking about, Phoebe? Who would ever invite a lowlife like you to come out and see their wedding today?
I received this wedding invitation from the groom's family.
What?
I was able to enter this wedding today because of the invitation that Richard sent me in the mail. So stop saying that I snuck my way into this place like some kind of a ninja. If you think that I'm lying about this right now, then have a quick ask around, why don't you?
There's no way that's the truth. Tell me right now, what kind of a connection do you have to the groom and his family? I know what. You were hired by them to be their maid or something at home.
They would never do something like that.
But what else would you have to do with them that's related to work, when all you could possibly be good for is cleaning their toilets and scrubbing the floors?
I was given this invite because I have connections to Richard's family based off my line of work business side.
Huh? Based off your line of work, you say? But you're working for some worthless tiny company out in the middle of nowhere, right? There is no way a company like Green Group would want anything to do with yours. Oh, I know. Green Group ended up buying your company out and has been using it as their toilet ever since, right? Maybe it was a good way of getting some write-offs or something from the government.
How dare you say that about someone else's company, you asshole? That's not true at all. Currently, both companies have been working together on the same project, and not one company is any better than the other in this agreement.
You're telling me that a company like Green Group and your pile of garbage company are on the same level working together? That's the same thing as saying that the sky and the ground are the exact same thing, even though they're obviously not, right?
For some reason, you really seem to be in a good mood today, Mom. If that's really the case, then no matter what I try and say to you, you're never going to take me seriously. Goodbye.
All you lowlives ever talk about are lies and lies and lies and more lies. Hey, Phoebe. I heard about you from Mom just a second ago. You snuck into my wedding of all things today?
No, I told her that I did not sneak into here. I was able to come to this wedding today because the groom and his family invited me.
Phoebe, you really think somebody is going to believe in that elementary school level lie you're trying to tell? It's kind of sad to see you trying so hard, so give it up, please. You're an adult now, right? So how about you go and do what other adults are doing and work a decent job that isn't out in the middle of nowhere?
But it was your fiancé who invited me.
Phoebe, there is no reason at all for my husband and his family to be inviting you to a wedding here, right? I'm not going to say anything bad to you, as long as you leave this wedding venue within the next couple of minutes for me. So get going, please. I'll be kind and let you off the hook this time if you do so.
You're the same old, aren't you? Always talking down to me like you know everything and I don't.
I don't know what you're going on about there, but I happen to be the victim right now. I completely understand you being so deeply jealous about what I have, and you'll never be able to have. But nobody is going to agree with what you're doing here today. We're not kids anymore, and you should be more than capable of going out into the world and making a life of your own now. All right?
Such a bitch. If I could have stayed away from here today and not been looked down on for doing so, I sure would have, Ashley.
I'm sure that's true. But for some reason, you're still here because you just couldn't help yourself, could you? Humans are such repetitive creatures, after all. They can tell when something isn't right for them, yet they can never resist doing it all over again.
I only came here because I was invited by the groom, Richard, to come here today. He's your fiancé, for Christ's sake. Go ahead and talk with him about this if you're not going to believe me. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to explain to you why I'm here and why you don't even have to acknowledge me if you don't want to.
Richard happens to be the son of Green Group's chairman, all right? That means he has an image to maintain and has been blessed with the ability to never, ever have to deal with the hopeless. So, if I were going to go to him asking about someone like you, that would be very rude of me. It would be like me wasting his time asking him about how a simple ant is trying to be friends with him.
God, screw this. Do I really have to sit around taking all these insults from you and Mom again? All right, fine. I'll go ahead and talk with Richard about all of this then. I want to hear from him what you've said about me and then let him know all the things you and Mom are saying. But I warn you, me doing this isn't going to end well for you or Mom.
Huh. How could you possibly contact him when you don't even know his phone number? And trying to force him to talk with you in person is so freaking disgusting. So please stop thinking about what you're wanting to do to my man right now.
Shut the hell up and watch me.
Hold on a second. So you were being serious then? Phoebe, you happen to be someone close to Richard when it comes to his work?
That's what I've been telling you and Mom this whole entire time. Are you finally going to believe everything now?
How can I be sure that you just aren't taking the place of one of the people he is close to by saying you are them right now?
Do you really think I could ever do something like that? I'm telling you for the 100th time now that I was invited here by Richard and his family themselves. That is why I'm here.
You're kidding. That's not good at all then. Right now, Richard is very upset with me. I just tried to go back over and ask about how my dress looked. And he told me to leave him alone and go to the opposite side of the venue.
And that's because I went and told him everything about you and Mom after you didn't go and chat with him yourself. I told him that the both of you have always picked on me together, calling me a lowlife and the like.
But you tipping him off to what we were saying about you before is mean. And that's why you're called a lowlife all the time, Phoebe. That kind of behavior right there. I guess you happen to know Richard by chance, but that does not change the fact that you're a super lowlife and nothing ever will.
And I don't really care if you and Mom think of me as this lowlife or not all the time. It really doesn't matter to me. But I happen to put a lot of hard work into my career, and that means to me and plenty of others that I am anything but a lowlife.
That's the kind of thing a petty little sore loser would be saying. I bet in reality nobody likes you at all, and they only deal with you because it's part of their job, too.
In your case, all you did was graduate from an all-right university and then made it into an all-right company right after. But then you thought that meant you could call yourself an actual elite, and ever since that day, you've been nothing but a nuisance. Watching you talk the talk but never be able to actually walk the walk gave me secondhand embarrassment. It's almost like you're a copy of Mom, actually.
What? What the hell do you think you're saying about me? Of course, the moment I became an adult, I was able to do well and become the elite I am today. I never wanted to turn out like Mom, but she just happens to be an elite like myself.
Well, no matter what you have to say about yourself, I'm looking forward to seeing how your wedding will play out today. Especially after all the insults you made about one of your fiancé's guests today.
You...
Excuse me. What is going on when they say that the wedding has been cancelled now? You. I knew that you'd be up to no good somewhere behind the scenes today. You are nothing but a cockroach born from the trash you love to serve everyone else.
In other words, you're calling yourself trash right now, correct?
Shut your damn mouth. What the hell have you done that's caused this wedding to get cancelled?
I was being insulted the exact same way by both you and Ashley today, and so I went to the groom, Richard, and told him everything you were saying about me. And that got him really riled up about the both of you.
You told him about everything? So you just went and tipped him off then, didn't you? Are you not embarrassed to be doing something like tattling on others at your age?
Not at all, Mom. I happen to not only be friends with Richard, but we both have to trust one another a lot, considering we do a lot of work with one another, making him important to me. And so I wanted to make sure that he knew just how much of a pile of dog crap his fiancé and mother-in-law are before getting married today.
Are you really that close to Richard when it comes to your guys' work?
I am. And I have been trying to say that to you plenty of times now.
I am very much shocked to hear that now. But Ashley and I were only saying those nasty things about you because we didn't know. Had we actually known about who you were to Richard, we wouldn't have said anything at all about you.
The things you said about me aren't justifiable, just because you guys didn't know who I was to him, right? Also, you both knew about the kind of small company I work for, and yet you were both still making fun of me for that.
Come on. Why did things have to come to this? I was just getting settled in with knowing my little girl would be getting married to an elite man with loads of money and everything.
You are being too upfront about things now.
Excuse me, Ashley. What the hell is going on here now? What the hell is this about your wedding actually being canceled now? You reply to me right now.
This is all your fault, isn't it, Mom?
What?
You were the one going on about how Phoebe was never invited to my wedding today, yet was sneaking in here to try to ruin it, right? Had you never once brought up a lie like that to me, then I would have never even noticed her out there and could have had my perfect wedding with Richard. Things could have been so peaceful for everyone here.
No, wait. But I thought I was doing the right thing by telling you about her, all right? I had no clue what Phoebe could have been up to when she came.
But it turns out that she really was one of Richard's guests today. And she told me that she explained that to you before you went and talked to me, right? Why didn't you believe what she said to you then?
Normally, you wouldn't believe a woman like her, right?
But she was telling the truth this time, Mom. Yet you went ahead and told me the completely wrong thing. And because of that, I made the wrong choices and chose to think of her as a liar myself. How the hell do you plan to fix all of this for me now?
Fix all of this? Ashley, could you please just calm down for me for 2 seconds? I understand that I'm to blame for some of this, but you were the one that made the final choice to trust my word and insult Phoebe just as much as I did, right?
I didn't make any mistakes at all this time and cannot be blamed for a single thing. I was just acting on behalf of all the things you told me about her. Things have always been like that. I've listened to everything you've ever said to me, Mom, and did all of them to the world. Yet after all of that, things have ended up like this. You're going to fix all of this for me.
Hang on, Ashley?
Again, doing the most unnecessary stuff then, huh, Mom? You went and spoke with Richard, didn't you?
That's right. I was feeling bad by doing nothing at all for Ashley, and so...
But you telling him marry my daughter right now, you pussy, was not the right thing to say to him.
When I thought long and hard about this, I came to the conclusion that this is all Richard's fault. I mean, he went and had the wedding canceled over such a small and tiny thing. That's so childish of him. What a selfish attitude he has. And that's why I told him what I meant to say. So how did things end up? Is he going to marry you now?
Of course he's not going to marry me, Mom. Are you really that messed up in the head to think he'd want to now after that stunt you pulled? You just went and threw some more gasoline on the fire. By this point, there is no helping my situation now. Richard is now working on making his way out of the venue, and most of his family and friends have already left. And a ton of his most important customers and employees came to watch this wedding. No matter what happens next, this is all going to be nobody else's but your fault, Mom.
Hold on, Ashley. No matter how you look at this situation, you are partially to blame for it as well, right? Going around blaming everyone beside yourself is not a good thing to be doing at your age.
Ugh! Phoebe, I am sorry about what ended up happening today. Mom came to me saying that you had come to my wedding today with plans of destroying it all. And that was the reason for why I acted so carelessly before. I will take the blame for that much. I'm so sorry.
Hold up, that's not how things were with you before, right? Today you acted like the same old Ashley, insulting me every moment you had.
No, wait, you have the wrong idea though. I thought today that you were here to ruin my wedding and my chances of marrying Richard. And that led me to unconsciously start making fun of you in an attempt to make you leave. I was never actually wanting to insult you as much as I had.
Richard really hates it when people act the way you did, though. He says it's the kind of behavior that he's always judged people like business owners and customers on.
So you really have been doing work with him for a while then?
He's the kind of man that values my small little company more than any of those large businesses that have lost a lot of their humanity. He is the kind of man that would never ever talk down to any of his coworkers or employees based off anything other than their work ethic, and I've heard that he is praised for that. So to think that today a man of his reputation would have to be getting married to trash like yourself that called me a sore loser and a jealous lowlife made me feel awful inside.
Did you know that Richard and I were a thing before today, though?
When I got the invitation from him, I saw who the bride would be, and I was surprised. But I had no idea what the right thing to do was, so I just stayed quiet about knowing you. I hadn't seen you in so long and was kind of hoping that you'd changed since the last time we met, and that you were a well-put-together adult now. But somehow you've only gotten worse since then.
Phoebe, I just said this to you, but I feel a little bit of blame for what happened, and am sorry. I am ashamed of myself now for having done something that went and made me lose some of Richard's trust, and plenty of other people's trust as well.
So? What would you like from me?
What? No, wait.
You're only apologizing to me like that right now because you want something from me, right? There's no way someone with a pride as massive as yours would be apologizing to me for any other reason. When I was little, all of those dolls that I cherished so much that you'd break, you would use the excuse of saying they all had it coming before running off without ever apologizing to me.
I'm not apologizing to you because I want something in return or anything. It's just, I'd like you to go and tell Richard that I've learned from my mistakes and I'm really sorry.
Sorry. I can't trust a person like you, Ashley. And right now, I don't think that you've learned anything at all and are sorry.
Hold on a second. I really am sorry. Seriously.
If you've really learned from all that you've done this time and are sorry for it, then you should be stepping away for a while and leaving everyone else alone, right?
What?
If you are confessing that you did something wrong, then you should be fine with Richard wanting to keep some distance from you for a while, right? I don't think it's very mature for you to be forcing yourself onto those that you've already gone and hurt so much.
Wait, but I really love Richard. That's why no matter how, I have to get back with him. I want to be together again. Is me wanting to be with him so badly that wrong?
If you're really that emotional about all of this and want to have his love back, then how about you approach him yourself? Why are you wanting to use me in order to do that?
Well, that's because...
All you're trying to do is look good, right, Ashley? You're trying to make it seem as though you don't want to force yourself on him right now by having me approach him instead.
Shut up already, Phoebe.
I
am not going to sit around listening to some failure of a lowlife talk who is nothing more than a sore loser go on and on about how to handle the situation right now. You got lucky being able to make some work happen between you and Green Group. But you exist only to be looked down upon, and not for another thing else. Huh.
That good old Ashley is back at it again. How nostalgic. I like to think that kind of careless behavior really suits you.
All of this is your fault. For a little sister, how dare you talk back to your older sister? You sore loser.
And who was it again asking this sore loser for help just a second ago? Now tell me, wouldn't you be seen as more of a winner if you'd gone and chosen a field you actually wanted to work in? And a company you actually wanted to work for instead of going for that famous company for absolutely no reason?
Huh?
Right now, I'm working for a company where I actually feel happy every day doing the things I really love to do. I'm not the type of indecent woman you are who only chose to work for a company based off its name value alone and nothing else. To me, people like you who go and throw their life away all so that they can be called an elite are the biggest losers. Never caring about things like what's on the inside and only ever being so shallow. Does that mean there's nothing at all in that fat head of yours?
What? What the hell?
You don't actually love Richard. Rather, you love the idea of a man like Richard who has all that money and the ability to make you look even better. In other words, you only really love yourself and not anyone else. I'll let you in on one little thing now. Neither companies nor people are your accessories which you can dress yourself up with.
Ugh!
I think trying to live like Mom has isn't all that good for you. Now that's it from me. Goodbye forever, you loser.
For God's sake. Today was a really tough day for me. Both Ashley and Richard have been acting like immature brats all day. I would really like for those two to pull themselves together a bit more.
Huh? What the hell are you going on about right now?
Well, at least you have been doing well for yourself this whole time, acting like a proper adult. I'm sure you had a tough day today as well.
Are you trying to just wipe the table clean now or something? Wasn't it you that caused all of this to happen in the first place?
What? Of course, a little while ago I had misunderstood you for a bit there. But right now I'm no longer thinking of you as any kind of a loser. Isn't this wonderful? I have finally made it past that confusion.
How dreadful. I wonder how much longer you can keep up the ruse that you're someone respectable. By the way, you don't think you're being very self-centered right now?
You won against your older sister. She really dropped the ball when she was just about to get married to a man of such money. However, you have made it all this way on your own, working a job in which you partner with companies like Green Group. You should be more proud of yourself.
Shut the hell up. I don't want to hear any of that from a fake like you.
What's gotten into you, Phoebe? Stop it with that groveling now and be more confident in yourself. Just like your older sister was.
I am confident in the person I am. Are you sure it wasn't her that lacked any self-confidence?
What? But wasn't it Ashley that always looked down and talked on you? However, she's a massive embarrassment, considering she lost to someone who was below her.
Ashley just happened to be stupid, and because of that, she was easily manipulated by a shallow bitch like you, right? She thought that she was some kind of a big shot and that she could just act like an elite for no reason. Don't call the way she treated me her having confidence, because all she was really doing was repeating all the things you'd say to me.
Don't you dare say that. Ashley happened to have a ton of confidence, and that's why she ended up taking things a bit too far today at her wedding. And now she's gone from being a big winner to a complete loser.
The only complete loser I see today is you, Mom.
What?
You always lived off using me as your punching bag, right? However, now your prized older daughter fell to that rank and is nothing at all. How are you going to manage now that I'm on top?
What? Wait.
Are you going to be able to pay for that house all by yourself? And what about the bills and food? You were always being taken care of by Ashley, right? So odd that you could take advantage of her like that for so long, yet the moment she lost her chance of marrying money, you started to treat her like trash, calling her a loser.
But you and I are back to being kind to one another, right? So?
You think that we're back to being kind to one another? Not at all. The fact that you even thought something like that to be the case is frightening for me. After today's failed wedding, you lost everyone who was close to you before.
Wait, I can't lose you too.
I don't give a damn if this isn't good for you. How are you feeling now? Like you just became a low-life loser all of a sudden?
Girl, what the hell is wrong with you?
I really do hate Ashley's guts a whole lot, but thanks to being at her wedding today, I'm now able to leave the both of you behind. I'll no longer have to deal with either one of your guys' petty crap and can finally relax.
Don't you dare abandon me. I am your mother, right?
My mother? I'm sorry, but I have no plans of having a lowlife like you in my family. After that, not only did my mom lose both my sister and I, but she also lost all ties to the rest of her friends and family. After Ashley had stopped paying for her home and all of her food and bills, my mom was forced out of the place and is now having to enjoy life as a homeless woman. However, she didn't want to even accept that she was a lowlife by that point and began to rob clothing stores of their brand clothing, until one day she was caught and arrested. She would be forced to face multiple charges for theft and made to pay close to $12,000 total after all the things she'd stolen from stores and malls all over the city. However, after not being able to pay for any of it, she made a run for it trying to evade the police, causing even further chaos as she tried to run down the highway, causing a 15-car pileup. By the time the police got to her and took her down, close to 10 people needed to be taken to the hospital and 7 cars and trucks had to be totaled. At this point in time, she's still going through the justice system and will probably end up in prison now, serving time until the day she dies. What a great ending to her story, right? As for my older sister, I'm not really sure if it was the depression of having lost her fiancé and everything all at once, or having to finally become free of my mom's influence, but she went and quit her job at that large company and is now working from square one. She found herself a very small apartment which she shares with 7 other people and has started to work for a department store as a cashier. I haven't gone out to see her myself as I live nowhere near her, but from what some have said, she looks very dead inside and doesn't even smile anymore when spoken to. I was able to break free from my mom as well after cutting ties to her completely, and am living my life even happier than before. I was able to continue working with Richard again after he'd finished taking time off to relax and rethink things after Ashley, and he's even thanked me for saving him from losers like Ashley and my mom. I really am so lucky to have been smart enough to do my own things in life, never letting anyone else make my dreams and decisions for me. However, thinking about how my sister had kind of been used by my mom and turned into a clone of her almost made me feel a bit sorry for her having to become the victim in some ways. But of course, that does not take away from all the horrible things she'd done to me along with my mom, and so she's just going to have to work even harder now to make up for all those past sins.